Hi traders and welcome. This is the Dow on the daily chart. I'm going to look at a couple of indexes very quickly just to show you what I think is going on here. If I put on the Monday range, that's the Monday range there. If we break this high, then I think we could come and retest the 50 EMA up there. That's a natural way for the markets to react on a big down move as we had here off these highs. So let's just look across a couple of other markets to compare what's going on here. This is the nasdaq. And the nasdaq is very bullish. We have come off this support level. So, I mean, this is nothing bearish about this at all. We came down under the 50 EMA, quickly closed above it, and there we are proceeding to move back up to the upside. Okay, we have resistance levels up here, but at the moment we are back in this area. If we come into 39.60 area and fail, then the markets are in trouble. But in the meantime, there is nothing bearish about that market. Now let's look at the DAX, because the DAX led this. So let's just see what's going on in the DAX. Now you look at the fibs on here. We have had a triple top, came down to fib level, back up to resistance, down to support, and then the typical box pattern. The final move into the box fails, and then we come down and then we hit support levels. So, and all the time at the moment we're hitting this fib level here. So we got spent the whole week in this box here, just as the other indices are doing. Close a little higher, close above 91.60, and I think that can recover to 9400. Mr. Drahi last week basically said quantitative easing was on the cards and they were making preparation for quantitative easing in Europe. So if Europe gets quantitative easing, we could at least see a move into the final part of the year, final quarter of the year, back up to 9500. In the meantime, let's look at a couple other markets. This is the Russell. This is the small caps in the US, and this is struggling. So there is this mixed picture, but on the whole, the markets are holding. So we, after these dips down here in the early part of the year and in May, we are holding this area here, and could potentially, if we can close above 11,400, then we stand a chance. But close underneath this area here, and that's toast. We're going to come down and potentially wing our way down to these fib levels. Okay, so I'm keeping a very close eye on the nasdaq and a very close eye on the DAX to give me the heads up on where the potential for the Dow could come up. But on the face of it, these markets are holding up. Right, quick look at a couple of other key markets. Called the pound yen move to this area up here in the room. It's a pretty weak move to the upside. We're not seeing a lot of volume pushing this higher. We just had retail sales out. We're just about to get US inflation report. Inflation report could push that right through, but let's see. So I'm going to sit on my long position and see where that wants to take me. Yeah, let me in my contract. Alright, let's now just look at oil, and then I'll move on to the stock video. Oil is really struggling. A lot of reports coming out saying consumption next year is going to be a lot lower, and that is obviously getting priced in. So let's put the fibs on the big picture and then think about where oil might want to go. So we're sitting on this fib zone here, 95. I've been talking about 95 for a while now. That looks as if, judging by yesterday's close, invents today, but we break 96.80 and that's going to come down to 95. The chart looks as if it wants to get down there anyway. However, if we cluster here By cluster, I mean move sideways and hold. We could push back up. That's a cluster. That's a cluster. That's a cluster. We all and here these are clusters. The upside. This is a cluster to the downside, hitting the 50 MA and then dropping off. Okay, so I'm looking at that block. Any break of 98, and that we could see 100. All right, particularly this time of year, oil does. The drive season stock is all on board, and as we head into winter, as we head into the autumn, this is typically cyclically a time when oil will drop. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it come down and test 90 in the coming weeks. Alright, that's enough of that. If you want to go on the stock video list, then let me know for a free trial, and because we're having a lot of fun on stocks. So I will see you in the next update.